Peace and security, managing conflict and violence in a turbulent world. A Sunday afternoon on the island of Legrand, created by artist George Seurat, was developed in 1884 through 86. This image represents peace and a world of security. The bright colors that Seurat used also signify a certain happiness, peace, and relaxation. This image manages conflict and violence in a turbulent world by portraying a peaceful serenity that grasps viewers to crave a peaceful world full of security. Starry Night is by artist Vincent van Gogh and was developed in 1889 and represents a primitive world and utopia. Van Gogh dreamed of the peaceful tranquility of simple, unpretentious people nurtured by nature and in harmony with universal forces. Starry Night manages conflict and violence in a turbulent world by portraying peace and including beautiful blue and yellows in the sky. Robert Delaunay's Homage à Blériot captures the portrayal of utopian ideals popular amongst artists at the beginning of World War I and in the height of industrialization and modernization. The painting use of playful colors and cohesive compositions creates feelings of serenity and unity during a time of rapid socio-economic change. Constantine Brancusi's The Newborn deconstructs the human body into its most innocent form, a fertile egg, while utilizing the technique of minimalism and abstraction. The egg suggests security from the evils of the outside world as the child is protected by the nurturing mother and remains ignorant to the walls beyond the egg. Antonio Gaudí was an incredibly religious person. His structures usually had two themes. One was religion and the other was nature. To Gaudí, nature was a spiritual sanctuary. Organic and natural forms inspired Gaudí's 1910 Casa Milla. Gaudí honored nature through his structure. He wanted to be closer to nature and God, and by being close to nature, he felt secured. Kathy Kollwitz was an influential German artist. She hated the idea of war. She lost a lot because of it. Kollwitz's 1924 anti-war poster, Never Again War, brought her personal content because she lost a son in World War I. She focused on the message behind the poster, which was peace and equality for those who suffered from hunger and war. The Great Depression in the 30s was a terrible time for many Americans. Florence Thompson was the subject of the famous 1936 photograph Migrant Mother by Dorothy Lange. Lange took this photo of Thompson when she was setting up a temporary camp with thousands of unemployed Californians. Thanks to this photo being published, the U.S. sent over food to thousands of Californians camping. The food finally brought peace of mind to many. Artist Frida Kahlo created the two Fridas in the year 1919. The image depicts two versions of the artist herself. One is the European version and the other the Mexican version. This piece was created while she was going through her divorce with Diego Rivera. The Mexican Frida is meant to resemble the ideal Frida Rivera wanted her to be. Kahlo's great works enlightened the world with the many tragedies she suffered. Robert Frank took his image Drugstore, Detroit in 1955. It shows a group of 15 or more white men ordering drinks and pop. There is a visible cake enclosed in the case, and past that you can see the African American women who are attending the man. The image being filtered black and white adds emphasis to the segregation and position of the two races. Kara Walker's piece Insurrection was created in the year 2000. Walker projects silhouettes of numerous horrid acts done to African Americans, such as lynching and a plantation owner taking advantage of a naked slave behind a tree. To the naked eye, the image appears serene, as though the caricatures are playfully pouncing in their projected environment. Walker brings across a sense of peace and beauty, all while reminding us to never forget what happened to the African American people during the segregation era. To conclude, art will always be a socio-cultural and political arena that the goal of world peace can be easily accessed and discussed. From art we can hear the voices of the neglected and those calling for peace and equality. From art we can achieve peace in a turbulent world.